Good afternoon, everyone. This is the detention docket for the 3/23rd for August 9th, 2021. So we're engaging in additional COVID protocols for the month of August, and we'll revisit this. So we are conducting these detention hearings remotely. I do want to let everyone know that this is still a detention hearing. It's a court proceeding and people are expected to behave appropriately for court. So that means please be dressed appropriately and behave appropriately. Please not use the lavatory or take showers. Please not have a moving background or be in a moving vehicle. I think most of the parents are here in person in our remote courtroom, but I think there's one parent, Miss Randall. I think you're probably the only one. Your camera does need to be on during this process. That's the only one. Good. All right, no portion of this court proceeding or broadcast may be recorded, published, or distributed. Violations of this order are punishable by contempt of court of up to 6 months in the county jail and a $500 fine. That's it. So. All right, let's go and start with Demarius. All right, Demarius, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. Well, you've been here for 10 days, so I'm reviewing your case, deciding whether to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you, you have to see a judge every 10 days. Your attorney, Mr. Adniji, is Lateef. Are you here? I don't think so. All right, Mr. Adler, I'm going to ask you to step in for Lateef.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. So, all right, so this is your second 10-day hearing. You've been here for 30 days. Back in July, Arlington PD brought you in. Dealing with a robbery, at the subway. There have been multiple robberies at the subway, so they set up surveillance, and suspects fled through a hole in the fence into an apartment complex. There are already marked units there, and they found the description. And so, when I say you went into the subway, your buddy opened the door while you entered, brandished a handgun, pointed the gun at the subway worker, and patrons demanded money from an employee, and then heard the guy holding the door yell, "Cop, cop, cop," and they ran. So they were apprehended, and there's a third adult, I guess, that was charged. Previously never been here before. All right, do we have a parent here?
Your Honor, I spoke with Mom this morning, and she stated that she was going to make the effort to be here. So I don't know why she may not be here today.
I understand. All right, so no parent is here. Marius, just because of the nature of the offense, I'm concerned that if I was to let you go, another gun and be involved in additional robberies, either somebody getting shot or you getting shot, I feel like you'd be a danger to yourself and the community if I was to release you. So I'll detain you. I believe you have court coming up on August 18th. So you'll have a court sitting then. Hopefully everything gets wrapped up one way or another. All right. Thank you, Demarius.
Judge, the mom did show up in case you had a question for her.
Oh, hello, Mom. Yeah, Mom, I'm just very concerned about the safety of the community. I think last time you said you have no idea where the gun came from. I'm just concerned that he has access to firearms.
No, sir, he don't. On the reason he had access because he was staying with other friends, but I can surely assure that he will not have any access to any. I know I've been trying to get him in school and stuff like that. I do have another parent that's in the house. We just moved here from Louisiana, and I wasn't sure, of the friends that he kept. I didn't know nothing about them, but I can assure you that if you can give him a chance, I know he's been trying real hard, maintaining his, level of doing what he has to do, and if you can give him a chance, here's his father here.
Right, Mom, my concern is because it's involving a firearm, the only thing worse than what's already happened, the next step is for him to either shoot somebody or get shot. And the
Oh, no,
consequences
sir.
are so big. Well, no,
Uh,
that is.
I understand what you're
That's-
saying.
No, I'm telling you, that's the next level. The only thing that gets worse is somebody gets shot or somebody dies. And so that's how serious this offense is. You know, it's when you have children with guns, especially not knowing where the guns came from. And honestly, at his age and his size, there's no way you could prevent him from even leaving the house if you really want to.
If I'm home 24/7, I even went, I'm a nurse in my job. I even went PRN on my job, and he's working so that I can be at the house at all times.
Right, but you still have to sleep, right?
So, I mean, the only reason why he was gone, access to where he was, you know, because I gave him permission to go to a friend's, house, not knowing nothing. And, I was just trying to see,
I understand, but this was a multiple robberies at the same location. I think a person could reasonably infer that Demarius was the one that was robbing this place multiple times. And so this is just very highly dangerous behavior, whether shot by a patron or a stoner, owner, or the police. I'm keeping him here for his safety. I don't want to take the chance of him getting shot and dying or somebody else getting shot and dying. And so until he has court, and if it turns out he didn't do it, and he gets out, or if it turns out that he did do it, hopefully he gets probation or gets back to the community and show that he's been rehabilitated, that we don't have to worry about him. But while the case is pending, my determination is based on whether I think he would be a danger. The fact that he was going out doing these things, getting guns, being on the streets, robbing a place, he's a huge danger. Okay.
And even if he's maintained and did, what he's still not eligible to come home with the electronic monitor, even if he can do his work at home, be homeschooled, like virtual learning.
He is absolutely eligible. I'm deciding that I'm not going to release him though. This is at my discretion. When kids come in here with guns here in Tarrant County, I hold them because they are an absolute danger to our community. We have too many kids that are shot, too many adults and innocent people that are shot. And so this is the way I think I should stop it. It's just kids should not have guns unsupervised. Right? This is the consequence to Demarius's decision, allegedly. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Demarius.
Be strong, man. Please be strong.
No, Mom, this is not the time to have a conversation with your son. You can go and visit him. You have your phone calls. Please do not interrupt court to give him words of inspiration. The next one is Caden. Oh, we just went through Demarius. Sorry. No, you have one more. All right, Caden, I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing. You've been here for 30 days. So let me see if I review whether I should release you or detain you. July 9th, Fort Worth PD brought you in. There was a shots fired call. When the police made scene, that's right, talked to a supervisor for roofers that a white male wearing a red shirt fired 3 shots down the street towards where they're working. They thought you were shooting at them. So eventually they used the PA system, police used the PA system, you came out, and it seemed like this was a drug deal where you're using your sister's social media account to set up drug deals or selling the gun, I'm sorry. And so evidently there's a video, you got out, there's a problem. You went to the house, got a gun, shot at the car. And that when the police were arresting you, you said, to your mom, you better hope I don't get out and come back. So, all right, well.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
I did want to make you aware, it's my understanding that he is going to be having a psychological evaluation on August 29th. Therefore, we won't be able to have any hearings before then. And so he is requesting that he be released on an ankle monitor and a sweat patch. He is interested in maintaining his sobriety going into the future and being a valuable member of his family and community.
I understand. All right, so. Hey, Caden, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you at your word and your threat to your mom that she would be in danger if you were to get out. I'm going to believe you on this one. And so I'm going to detain you for that. No matter how bad it was when you were getting arrested, remember there's no situation so bad you can't make it worse. And you made it worse. It's one thing to have a gun, another thing to be selling guns, another thing to using a 13-year-old social media account to sell guns. It's another thing to fire your gun at somebody. It's another thing that when you're getting arrested for all this, you threaten your mom, the place that you would be returning to if you were to be released. And so I believe you that she better watch out if you come back. All right, thank you, Caden. Thank you, Ms. Jacobson. I mean, I get your point, but at this point, with his other history of runaway and other problems, I'm just really concerned about the safety.
Your Honor, if I may, on Caden Parrish.
Yes.
I did want to point out that we did do a resource staffing and a placement was recommended for him. So
Okay.
we're waiting on
Oh, good. Very good. Did you hear that, Ms. Jacobson?
I did, Your Honor. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, thank you. Hey, Jamal.
Okay.
Hello, Jamal. I'm Judge Kim. This is a
Yes, sir.
hearing. You've been here for 2 weeks now. So he is level 1 acceptable. Mr. Lahara, what behavior problems did Jamal have while he was back there?
Your Honor, the records indicate that he was slow to comply.
Okay. Okay. All right. So Jamal, you're here in 2019 for breaking into cars. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Arlington PD brought you in.
Sir, after that incident,
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. All right. There was a call about multiple gunshots, 2 black males lying on the ground. When they got there, victims aged 13 to 17 suffered from gunshot wounds. Victims transferred to hospital, pronounced deceased. Police found a vehicle driving erratically from the scene, and the passenger had a gunshot wound, so they took him to hospital. At the scene, one witness said a black male wearing a black hoodie with green design on the front pointed the firearm at the victims, heard gunshots, and then ran from the scene. Second witness saw 3 black males leaving the scene on foot, and 2 wearing all black, third wearing a pink hoodie, one holding an arm, suggesting he was injured. Third witness said there was an argument between Cameron and the victims. Fourth witness saw 3 black males at a strip mall before the homicides, gave the description of the 2 black hoodies and the pink. Okay. Still images from social media. They could identify who they were. And you were interviewed. And you identified yourself to the police as one of the people in the black with the green design on the front. Identified Cameron as the one wearing the pink hoodie through the school resource officer. All right, and then you had a burglary vehicle passed. All right, Jamal, so it looks like a witness identifies you as pointing a firearm at the victims. And then there were gunshots, and that there's a deceased 13-year-old and 17-year-old. All right, Mr. Ford. Feel like because of what they're presenting to me, and given the nature of this offense and how serious it is, the fact that we have 2 deceased teenagers, I feel like if I was to release you, you're a danger to the community. And so I must continue to detain you. Thank you, Jamal.
Your Honor.
Yes. Alexander.
Can we speak?
Did you want to ask me a question?
Yes, yes, yes.
Sure.
Because he's, well, I don't know if I can say this or not.
I'm sorry, did you have a question?
Yes.
Okay.
He didn't shoot anybody.
Okay, so I'm sorry, that didn't sound like, do you have a question?
No.
Oh, okay. That's all it is. Mom, I'm just looking for probable cause. I know this is frustrating for you and you would like to have your son back, but based on what the police report says, I'm assuming that statements are true for the purpose of this hearing. And assuming they're true, it seems like that your son would have committed capital murder and murder. So then the question is whether I should release him or detain him. And that is at my discretion. Whenever a child is involved and caught with a firearm, then I always detain them and I slow down. I'm very concerned about the danger to our community of kids with guns. In this particular case, there are 2 dead teenagers. All right. And so I just want to be extra cautious. And this is what I think the community expects from our courts. All right. At this point, it can be articulated that your son committed the capital murders or was involved with the capital murders. And so I'm just making a decision on the safety of the community at this point. Okay. And so that's why I'm detaining him. I also feel like it may be a danger to him to release him because the amount of retaliation that goes on. And so I'm concerned about his safety as well. Okay.
My question was that when he was detained, that they had dusted his hands for fingerprints and gunpowder. I was wondering, was that also inside of your report?
No, that's part of the investigation. All they're doing is they're establishing probable cause, which means can somebody put into words a series of statements that if they were true would be a violation of our laws. So it's hearsay. So this is not his final trial. This is not about whether he did or not. This is simply about detaining him or releasing him.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Alexander. All right, Alexander, I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing. Your attorney, Mr. Sierra, is here. So you were on probation for evading arrest with a motor vehicle and unauthorized use, stealing a car and running from the police, going to a car chase with it. Okay. So Fort Worth PD brought you in on June 13th. You've been here about 60 days now. All right, there's an investigation on 25th Street. They found a stolen car and police saw the stolen car parked at 25th and Ross loading up with some kids. Police made contact with the driver, who they identified as you were passing by. Then they turned the vehicle around. You sped out of the parking lot. They turned on the license sirens, but you kept on driving. Fort Worth Air 1 was able to follow about 12 blocks when you turned south. 6 people jumped out and ran, all were apprehended. And you were found behind a shed and were detained. Car was stolen out of Arlington. And you're positive for weed. Smoking wood while you're on probation. And you get arrested for the exact same offenses, stealing a car and going a car chase from the police. Well, at this point, Alexander, I feel like if I was to release you, you would just steal another car and run from the police again. It seems like you learned absolutely nothing from your time on probation. We do not have a parent here. Is that correct, Ms. Lopez? Ms. Lopez?
That's correct, Your Honor. Since he has court on Friday, she will be here Friday.
Okay. You have court on Friday, Alexander. We'll see what happens then. Thank you.
Just Ken.
Thank you, Judge.
Hello. Thank you, Mr. Sierra. Maria.
You see us, Judge Kim?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Maria. I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing. You've been here for 10 days. I'm deciding whether to keep you here or to let you go. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days. So your attorney, Ms. Abels, I don't think I see Key here today. All right, Mr. Adler, I'm going to ask you to step in for Ms. Abels.
Yes, Judge.
So Maria, you've been here for 2 weeks. You are level 1 outstanding. Let's see. A couple weeks ago, Fort Worth PD brought you in. Let's see, they're over at an ACH facility. You were combative, breaking property, broke some glass panels. So they detained you so you would not damage any more property or hurt yourself. While being detained, you tried to bite the officer and kicked the officer in the chest, causing pain. So you're transported over to our facility. You have a history of running away. So we have a forensic interview set up coming up, Ms. Guerrero.
Judge, I'm covering for Felicia, and yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
Do we have actually a date scheduled?
I don't see a date on the report, but it is, I see that it's pending.
Okay.
But I can check and come back with you with a date.
Yeah, if you, just on the next report, ask Ms. Guerrero, just put that on the next report if there's a date set. If
Okay.
it's not already completed by that date.
Judge, I'm actually here. Sorry.
Oh, hello, Ms. Guerrero. Do we have a date set for the interview?
Mr. Bryan was supposed to be setting that.
Okay.
And she's on here, so I don't know if that's been scheduled yet.
Okay, all right. And we have somebody from ACH or OCOK here?
It's me, Judge.
Oh, hello, Mr. Bryan. Okay,
Hey.
so, well, is the interview going to be done through you guys or through our department?
So the interview is through the Dallas CAC.
Okay, that's fine. So what I want to do on Maria, I'm going to hold you because of your history of running away. All right, I'm going to let you know you're looking at a felony level offense. You could go to TJJD for this. One thing I'm expecting from you is for you to fully participate in that interview. All right, they can take you there. And if I find out that you're not cooperative, you're not forthcoming, right, not honest with them and not disclosing things, then that tells me that I can't put you on probation because you're not going to participate in the programs in probation. So it is your best first step is at that interview is just to be completely honest. If you don't know, you don't know, that's fine. But if you know, you can't hold back on me, okay? All right, Maria, the reason why I'm not releasing to ACH or OCOK before the interview is because you have a history of running away. I'm just concerned you're gonna run away. I want you to be on probation. I want you to do the counseling and whatever is needed for your probation, but you're making it hard for me, right? Because of your past. It's just a little bit hard to trust you right now. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, so just do well, make good decisions, all right? Participate, show me why you need to be on probation, okay?
Can I say something?
Well, you probably don't want to say something. If you have a question, I don't mind answering it,
No, it's because I had an interview today for a placement.
okay? So ultimately, I'm the one that's going to decide what happens. So just because you had an interview doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to do it, right? That's all part of, I'll just get all the information. I'll get the reports from all the interviews, and then I'll make a decision later on. But for right now, there's still another interview I want you to go through, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you, Maria.
That's bullshit.
All right, Xavier. All right, Xavier, I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing. Deciding whether I should keep you or let you go. If I keep you, you have to see a judge every 10 days. So you've been here for about 30 days. So this is a companion case for Demarius. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is Subway. There are a bunch of robberies there. They did surveillance. You were the guy allegedly holding the door while Demarius went in with a gun, ran through a fence. Eventually, the police waiting for you, arrested you. You have no history of this department. Level 1 outstanding. Miss Shelley, are you here?
Yes, sir. I'm right here.
Has he been level outstanding pretty much since he got here?
Yes, sir. He has.
Okay. No history of this department. All right. Well, Xavier, I think that if I was to say that if you only hung around the people that your mom told you to hang around and stayed away from the people that your mom would not approve of, you and I probably never would have met. Is that about right?
Sure.
Okay. So going forward, if I was to release you, do I have to worry about you associating or affiliating with people that your mom does not approve of?
No, sir.
All right. So she's the boss, right?
No, sir.
And you're willing to accept that role, right? That's my deal with you. If I let you go, you're going to respect your mom and follow her rules, right?
Yes, sir.
And if I find out that you're sneaking out or hanging out with people that your mom tells you to stay away from, what do you think I'm going to do?
Send me to TJ.
Well, no, I'm going to bring you back here first, right?
Yes, sir.
So your mom says clean the room. What do you do?
In my room.
It's really that simple, isn't it? Hey, Mom, any questions?
No, sir.
Ms. Smith, any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Xavier, take this opportunity, right? Your mom's not going to do you wrong, okay?
Yes, sir.
It's not going to be fun. She's not going to let you have fun, but she's not going to do you wrong, okay?
Sure.
All right. Hopefully, I will not see you next time. Thank you, Xavier.
And
Thank
so
you.
it's just a regular release?
I'm releasing an electron monitor with random UAs.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Justin. All right, Justin, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. It's been 10 days, so I'm deciding whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you, you'll see a judge every 10 days while you're here. Your attorney, Mr. Pearson, David, there we are, David.
Present.
All right, okay. So you have no history, July 10th. Hold on. So his behavior level dropped. Ms. Paxton, how far did it drop down?
On July 4th, it dropped down to 1 acceptable for not doing classwork and not following instructions. On the same date, it went further down. Well, actually, he was placed on suicidal moderate risk. He was having some sort of panic attack, talking to himself and yelling comments and not responding to staff intervention. And then it dropped to 2 unacceptable on the 5th for being slow to comply, not following instructions, talking back to staff continuously in doorway, and bullying and bumping a peer.
All right. Let's see. So Forworth was dispatched to domestic. When they got there, met with grandma, who said that you live with her because you cause too many problems at mom's, that you have anxiety and depression, do take medications, and when angry, you become violent. So you wanted her to take you to the trampoline park. You said no. She said no. So you started throwing things in the backyard. When she was taking a picture of the tantrum, you snatched the phone, scratching her, causing pain. So you're looking at felony injury to the elderly. Okay, so I think I kind of remember, did we get mom or grandma, did we get the medications for Justin here?
Yes.
Okay, and Ms. Paxton, I guess he's medication compliant. Mom, when was the last time you saw his doctor?
Oh, I can't remember the date, the 29th. We had the video doctor's appointment up here at the court.
Oh, this is the one we brought him to the court? Okay. Did the doctor change the prescription?
No.
So what's the plan if I was to release Justin? It would still go back to grandma, or grandma, is he not welcome there anymore?
Well, we got him approved for a bed at Cedar Crest.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. We just
Okay,
found out this morning. So we're doing the next step, which is getting the insurance squared away.
sure.
But the
Okay,
soonest I could get him, it's Sunday.
Sure. So this is what I want to do is stay in touch with Ms. Paxton whenever the insurance is squared away and they're ready to receive him and admit him, then let us know and we will release him to you to take there. Or where is Cedar Crest? What city?
Belton.
Belton. Okay. So either you can, if you think it's appropriate to take him there yourself, that's fine. Or if we have to transport him, we may be able to also. Okay. All right. So Justin, do you understand what's going on?
Yeah, I actually have a question.
Sure.
Last week you said I would have to, wouldn't wait the full 10 days till my next detention hearing. And you said you would speak to me in half the time, but you never came and spoke to me.
Okay, so speaking to you is not me going back there, but you coming to court. All right. So, I think the issue, I don't remember, Justin, off the top of my head. I think the issue is I wanted to make sure that we could get that virtual appointment, a telephonic appointment for you. I was very concerned about you seeing the doctor, if I remember correctly. Otherwise, I'm sorry, I don't really remember the details of that. Yeah, I don't have any notes on that. I apologize. So, but do you understand what the situation is now?
Yes and no.
Okay, so your mom thinks it's best for you to be admitted to a hospital. And I think that's actually a good idea. I'll be honest with you, Justin, at this point, had you not had a drop in behavior levels, I would think that the medication was working and that you've made positive changes. It was time to release you from here back to your mother or your grandmother. But the fact that you continue to have problems, whether it's allegedly bullying other peers or disrespectful, disobeying the rules, not participating, that tells me that even in a highly structured environment like our juvenile detention facility, you're still having problems with your behavior. So that tells me you need to go to another secure facility that can actually help you maybe just cope with things better, process things better in your mind. Okay. So that's what my goal is on this one. Justin, as soon as you show me that you don't have violent tendencies and that you can control your emotions, I want you to go home. I don't want you to be caught up in here or in a hospital. All right.
Yeah, and I was also wondering if I can get a new PO.
Judge, I'm out here today. I'm going to be out there to visit him this afternoon. I would ask him to let me answer those type questions.
Okay. All right. We'll do that. So the answer, Justin, is it's possible. Is it likely? I think it's highly unlikely. You're talking about Ms. Paxton here, and she is one of the best of the best. So if there's problems with Ms. Paxton that I've seen back here, it's not Ms. Paxton, it's the kid. So the way to avoid Ms. Paxton is not to pick up a case. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Pearson. Mohammed. All right, Mohammed, 16 years old. You've been here for a week now. Right. Let's see, Arlington Gang Unit found a cord, failed to stop. Driver crossed the double white line. So they did a traffic stop. You're the only person in there. Found some weed in there. Baggie with 1/20 of an ounce of weed in the console and a pistol with 17 rounds. And you're positive for weed. You had a prior case for an assault. All right, Ms. Jacobson, you requested this hearing. For what purpose?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. And if I may just have a moment, it was not my understanding that he had any prior cases.
It was a supervisory caution.
Okay. So over the past week, I have had several conversations with Mohammed and his brother, not with his father, since I believe there's a little bit of a language barrier there. But Mohammed and his family are all very concerned about him and how he's doing. Again, apart from that assault that was supervisory caution, Mohammed hasn't been in any trouble. He's all around a good student and a good son. The car that he was driving that day, that is the family car. It is driven by him, his siblings, and both of his parents, which is how the gun wound up in the car. The gun is actually his father's gun. And I think his father had attempted to tell us that at the last hearing, though, again, I'm not sure that really came forward. But it's my understanding his father will secure that gun in a proper location to ensure that Mohammed can't have access to it. And so with that going forward, Mohammed's request to be released from detention today on an ankle monitor, sweat patch, whatever's needed.
Okay. So I guess you're the brother there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's your father?
Yes, sir.
All right. And father does not speak English, correct?
He does speak English, but not too well.
All right. So, Dad, that's your gun?
Yes.
Okay. You understand in Texas, like you have the right to have a gun. That's not the problem. But you understand in Texas, if you make a firearm accessible to a child and that child then injures somebody with it, you can be criminally responsible.
Yes.
Okay. Brother, do you need to interpret that?
يقول يعني المسدس جاهل بأن أنت responsible and actually issue بالمسدس. شو يقول؟ يعني يقول له بأن ما he won't be accessible to it. يقول له he said there will not be a gun accessible to him ever again. It was just a mistake that happened, and we let him also.
I understand. Does Mohammed have a history of running away?
No, sir, never that.
Okay. All right. So that's fine with me. I'm going to go ahead and release Mohammed to y'all. I'm going to do random drug testing. Okay. Mohammed should not be smoking marijuana.
Correct.
All right. And Dad, any other firearms or weapons that you have, can I ask you to make sure that they are not accessible to Mohammed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Let's do that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Is that a EM release?
No, I don't. He doesn't have a history of running away. I don't need the EM. I was worried about the gun. Now that I know it was Dad's gun, it was just a mistake. I'm not worried about the safety of the community.
Good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Armani. Thank you, Ms. Jacobson.
Thank you.
All right, Armani, I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is a Form 3 hearing. All right, so Armani, you are 17. Fourth PD received information that you were at a church over in Arlington. When they got there, they found a car with a Kansas license plate with you in there. You identify yourself and you are confirmed as a runaway from Kansas City, Kansas. So talk to your guardian who said it may take time to get down here. And so that's why we're at this hearing. So
Judge, this is my case. I just got off the phone with Mom and she's indicating that there's no possible way for her to get here to pick her up. And she's also indicating that she won't be able to purchase a plane ticket if that's the route we go. She also indicated that she's frustrated, and if we do send her back on a plane to Kansas, that she's not picking her up from the airport.
Yes, I don't live with my mom.
Who do you live with, Armani?
Well, and I was visiting my child's dad in Texas, and then.
Where does your child live?
Huh?
Where does your child live?
Like, I'm having a child soon.
Oh, okay.
And then in Kansas, I live with my sister.
Okay.
But I didn't run away.
Well, you're listed as a runaway.
I know, I have like evidence and stuff saying that.
Okay, but so Armani, just whether you're runaway or not, that's a separate type of hearing. Right now, this is simply about you as a runaway on how to get you back to Kansas, right? Because you're a resident and a citizen of Kansas, so all the states have come together for an agreement on how to return runaway children. Okay, so if you were a Texas kid picked up in Kansas, you would see a different judge, but having the exact same conversation with that judge. All right. So
I can get back to Kansas, Your Honor.
I think all we can do, all right. So Armani, this is the point that we're at, okay, as a runaway. And this is really, it's very, very strict. There's not a whole lot of options here. One thing that can happen is if your guardian, your sister, mom come down to Texas, pick you up, which they can't. Another thing is to provide money for airplane ticket, and that we put you on a plane and you end up back in Kansas and they pick you up there, which is not an option here either. So at this point, what we can do is we can either, you can say you will voluntarily go back to Kansas. We'll have some papers for you to sign saying that you understand that you're a Kansas resident and that you belong in Kansas and you're willing to go back voluntarily, or you can ask me for a hearing to determine whether you are actually Armani Easley and whether you're actually from Kansas and if Kansas actually has a runaway report for you. If that's the case, then we will let Kansas know and that they will have to come down and pick you up and take you back to Kansas. Okay. So since options 1 and 2 are gone, now your choice is either, do you want to voluntarily go back to Kansas, or do you want to have a hearing to decide whether you're actually Armani Easley and whether you actually belong to Kansas and if you're a runaway from Kansas?
I will voluntarily go back to
Voluntarily go back? Okay. So then I guess what we need to do, Ms. Rojas, is just start the interstate compact paperwork and call Austin. So Armani, you'll be here for a couple of days while we figure that out. It won't take that long, but then we'll notify Kansas to come and pick you up, okay?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
So like I have a car and everything down here. How am I supposed to get that back? Like, cause I was literally leaving and they wouldn't even let me tell my mom that.
Yes, so that your mom or somebody has to come down here and pick it up. I mean, that's part of when you're a runaway, that when you go to a different state, you're kind of stuck with that.
So if Kansas was to say I was no longer a runaway, would I still have to go through the process?
No, but that's from the Kansas governor. That's not your mom anymore. That's the Kansas governor that decides that.
Yeah, like if they was to say that I was no longer a runaway.
If they can't show that you're a runaway, then yes, we just let you go because you're not a runaway. Okay?
Judge.
Yes.
Judge, can I say something? Because I think I'm reading between the lines while you're asking her questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I think her answer today should be that she does not voluntarily want to go to Kansas. And then I would like to go talk to her tomorrow in detention.
That's fine.
And then maybe have a different answer for you.
Yeah, we can figure that one out. We don't have the same rules like we do for juvenile delinquency. So, Armani, I'm going to ask you, how pregnant are you?
4 months.
4 months? Okay. Okay. All right. Now, one of the options that we also have is to put you in care of CPS in the time being. I really don't want you in here, Armani. Okay. So I may actually place you with CPS and kind of emergency foster, just so you can get out of our facility while we're figuring this out. Okay.
Today?
Well, no, I'm not going to do it today. I may do it. I want you to talk to Mr. Adler. We can figure things out, and then I can make a decision later on. Okay?
Okay, when can I get a phone call?
Oh, that's our detention facilities rules. Those aren't my rules.
Okay.
Okay? Mr. Adler can help you with that. All right. Thank you, Armani. Mr. Adler, just circle back. Are you around the building today?
Judge, I'm downtown, so I'm going to circle back and talk to her.
Okay. Sir, just swing by the courtroom after you talk to her if you can.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Armani, for right now, I'm detaining you, but I think that's going to change pretty soon. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Isaiah.
Say yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Isaiah, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. When a child's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide whether to keep you here or release you. If I keep you, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. We have appointed Mr. Hall as your attorney for the time being. So let's see, 15 years old, you've never been here before. August 8th, yes, I guess yesterday, Arlington PD was dispatched domestic. Caller said that her son and daughter were in an argument. Son became physical. Police got there, talked to mom, saw injuries on the victim, who was 10 years old. She had swollen and bleeding left eye, a knot on her head, and swollen marks on her arms, consistent with being hit by a cord. Mom said that family is currently staying at a Super 8. She told Isaiah is often the caretaker of the younger siblings and will sometimes discipline the children. At some point, victim was told to go to the corner. Victim was crying, and Isaiah began hitting the victim with a phone charging cable. Mom says she did not step in, and Isaiah stopped. She stepped outside for a couple of minutes, put some things in her vehicle. When she heard the victim screaming, she went inside and Isaiah was hitting her in the face and head with a closed fist. So she called the police. We spoke with Isaiah. He said that he was tasked with taking care of the victim. He put her in timeout. The victim was crying when mom stepped out, so he began punching the victim in the head and face. And he said mom allows him to spank or punish the siblings. They're arrested and brought here. All right, mom, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so mom, how many kids do you have?
I have 8.
Are they all staying with you
Yes, sir.
inside the hotel?
Sir?
Inside the hotel?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how long y'all been staying there?
About a week
Okay. Where were y'all staying before that?
in a house
In a house? Okay.
in White Settlement.
Okay, is this just kind of a transition for you right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are the ages of the children? Is Isaiah the oldest?
Yes, sir. And then I have a 13-year-old, 12, 11, 10, 6, 5, and 4.
Mom, do you work?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mom, I'm sure you're overwhelmed with your situation right now. Do you have any resources, any family or anybody that can help you with the children?
Not really, no.
Is Ms. Randall's CPS doing an investigation right now?
I actually have a CPS case
Okay. Did you before this or because of this?
before this.
Okay. Isaiah?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ray, you don't mind if I ask him a couple questions, do you?
That's fine, no, Judge. Sir.
So Isaiah, I got a question. Is there anybody you can stay with for a while?
No.
No? Y'all go to church?
No, sir.
All right, Mom, here's my problem. I don't think Isaiah belongs here. I don't think he belongs in a situation where he needs to be responsible for 7 other children either, right? And I don't know why you're in the situation like that you're in. Okay, I'm not saying that in a good way or bad way. I'm just saying I don't know, because I don't know you, ma'am. We've never met before, all right? But I'm sure you are trying to do the best that you can with what you have, okay? But it's still not fair, really, to put a 16-year-old or 15-year-old in charge of 7 other kids, right? And so, and Mom, I'm not beating you up over this. I'm just saying, I'm just kind of calling it like I see it. I'm concerned right now about returning to Isaiah to the same situation, because if we return to the same situation, I can see how we will get the same result again. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Can I speak real quick?
Yeah, sure.
He's not really responsible for them. My other kids, they're in daycare all day long. I just have to, he's just kind of, they're all my kids, so they're all, they're all able to do for themselves. It's just the 2 kids that I have, they have mental problems. So they cry a lot, and that probably, overwhelms Isaiah to the point where it stresses him out. It's not that I leave him to take care of them or watch them, because I have 2 other daughters that are also a help as well. I guess it's just the situation that we're in. I guess it's overwhelming for him. He don't get to go and have fun with his friends or anything. I don't feel like he belongs there either. I just think he needs some type of help for his anger problems or something.
Well, that's not my job, right? Mom, that's your job. If you identify a mental health issue, it's your responsibility to get into a doctor.
Yes, sir. And that's the case right now. That's what I'm doing.
Do we have anybody from the department here? I know there was earlier. No. Mom, do you have the name of, did the CPS investigator give you their business card?
I don't have an investigator. I have an actual caseworker.
Okay, so then what I would like you to do, Mom, is go ahead and get that caseworker to Miss Alonzo, all right? And then we can.
Yeah. I did file a CPS report was made this morning. She actually called me she called me, but I was in detention hearings. So I'll be giving her a call back as soon as this is over.
Wait, say that again?
Oh, another CPS report was made this morning. She did call me back, but I was in detention hearings. I'll be calling her back as soon as this is over.
Yeah, call them, ask them to come to the courthouse. What I'd like to do is I'd like to remove Isaiah. I want to release Isaiah and place him in the care of CPS for the time being. Okay, probably until Mom finds more stable housing, that you don't have 9 people living in a hotel room. I mean, Mom, there's nothing illegal about it, but I just feel like the environment may be a little toxic, especially when you're talking about mental health issues with multiple children. So my plan on this one is let's go ahead and let CPS take possession of Isaiah for now until you find more stable housing, at which point they'll reassess it and see if it's appropriate for him to go back there. Okay, that's all I'm trying to do. I don't want Isaiah here. I don't know if he's necessarily a danger to himself or others if he's out of that housing situation. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Any questions, Mom?
No, sir.
Isaiah, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so you understand I'm trying to find a way to get you out of here, but you know you can ruin that, right? Like if you start fighting other people in there and having problems and your behavior level drops, I'm not going to release you. So don't don't make your situation worse than it is, okay? All right, thank you, Xavier.
Judge Kim, quick question. So do you want CPS to pick him as soon as possible?
I'm sorry, you kind of came in muffled. Do I want CPS to what?
Pick him up as soon as possible?
Yes, I would like them to come in and take possession of the child until mom has more, I guess, more appropriate housing is the best way to put it. So I just want mom to be a little more settled. Mom, I want Isaiah to come back home. I just don't, I'm just worried if I put him back in the same situation, we'll get a repeat of what happened, okay? Mom, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, no, detain for now until CPS. Ray. No, Ray Child Ray. I'm sorry, Ray, non-attorney Child Ray.
Yes, sir.
Yes, hello. All right, Ray. So,
Judge Kim,
yes.
I just wanted to let you know we were having a difficulty getting a UA on Ray. They attempted over the weekend. He was unable to provide a sample.
So when you say we were having difficulty getting samples, is that because of JPD's fault or Ray's fault?
No, they attempted on Friday. He was unable to give a sample. They attempted on Saturday. He was unable to give a sample. This morning, they attempted 5 times. They let me know that around 11:08 this morning, he was caught spitting water into a sample. He was confronted by staff about that. He did later at 12:48, I believe, provide a sample that's negative for all substances.
That was what for all substances?
It was negative,
Huh?
but I did want you to know that he has a history of using opiates and heroin.
Okay.
A nail bed test we did on 9/30/20 was positive for opiates, heroin, and THC. So there is a concern that he was detained on Friday, and
when was that drug test?
I'm sorry,
When was that drug test?
the nail bed test?
Yeah, the nail bed test.
That was in 9/30/2020. He had been in
Ms.
treatment
Campos, the echo in there is making it awful. So when was the drug test?
September of 2020.
All right, thank you.
And he's been in drug treatment. He got out on the 1st of July.
Okay.
He's been in residential all last year, basically.
Okay. All right, so August 6th, we issued a warrant for violating curfew on August 3rd, since you never came home from work on that day. Trying to give you a drug test, could not get a sample. August 7th, could get a sample. And last drug test was July of 21, which was negative for everything. July 13th was negative, July 7th was negative. You successfully discharged from Phoenix House. And you missed 4 outpatient substance abuse groups. And we tried to schedule an administrative hearing. You didn't come home, and she didn't know where you were. We called the therapist, say you were out and not at home. Therapist said you had a session the day before. You were nervous about being locked up. That your mom's called on August 5th saying that you were home, she would bring you in the morning, and that you stayed all night at your girlfriend's house. to, I don't like the stalling on the drug test. What happens when, yes, you have a question for me?
I got a job, and when it comes to my
That
job,
doesn't sound like a question. You have a question to me?
yeah, I got to do it.
What's your question?
Not mine, sir.
Okay. So Ray, whenever somebody stalls on a drug test, I just presume they're positive for everything. Otherwise they wouldn't be stalling. All right. So it's 3 days. You couldn't give a sample. It's about the amount of time it takes to get heroin to get out of your system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to detain you for now. I want to go ahead, Ms. Campos, let's get another nail bed test. Let's figure out if he's clean for everything. Let me know. I'm okay with releasing him on monitor. My concern right now is, Ray, you're making some small bad decisions, which I can live with. I can't live with big bad decisions. And so if you're using, those are big bad decisions. So it's going to take about a week for us to get the drug test back. And once we get those back, then we'll figure out if you've been using or not, and I'll revisit it. But if you're clean, then I'm actually okay releasing you back on electronic monitor. So your hand is raised. What question can I answer for you?
What were you saying about the drug test?
What was I saying about the drug test?
You said something about.
I said a lot about drug tests. That's why I'm saying I don't understand what you're. Can you be more specific?
You said I was stalling on my drug test.
Yeah. We try to get drug tests for 3 days. You didn't provide a sample. If you don't provide a sample, I presume you're positive for everything: cocaine, fentanyl, Xanax, all of it. Yes, sir.
I took a drug test on Friday when I had came in for my intake, but I didn't take it. So Friday he came back to my cell and told me, he was like, can I get another drug test from you? And I told him that I probably already got one on Friday, like the same one they gave my intake. And he told me, he was like, okay, it'll be fine. Then he came back to me. No one came to me Saturday or Sunday. They came to me Monday, today, this morning. And I used the restroom, and he told me to wait because he had to tell me to take a UA. So they told me to drink water, and I drank water, and then I passed my drug test. I was never stalling, so. And they only, I'm sorry, sir, but they only drug test me 3 times. It was never 5 times.
Okay. Like, I don't understand what the question is.
My first one I passed. My second one.
What's your question?
Never mind, sir.
Okay. All right, so Peggy, schedule the nail bed test and let me know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What type of test inside?
Trevon.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Mr. Arniji is your attorney. Oh. Trevon, aren't you tired of seeing me?
Yes, sir.
Starting when you're 10 years old for exhibiting a firearm on campus or in school. This is before I got here, but the court deferred prosecution. All right, so then eventually you turn 13, arrested for aggravated robbery, which the DA rejected. You're still 13, you get arrested for 2 counts or for stealing a car. 10 days later, arrested for another stolen car. 3 days later, arrested for another stolen car. But at this point, you are 14. And then 2 months later, he has some probation problems, a couple warrants. Then now 14 years old, you get arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, with a firearm. I sentence you to TJJD. I'm going to ask Mr. Lahara, what was the commitment? How much time did he get?
Your Honor, one of them was, give me a second. One was indeterminate. Let me look at the determinate one, Your Honor.
Your Honor, it looks like that determinant was for 3 years.
3 years?
3.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so I sentenced you for 3 years, but I placed you on probation. Told you that if you do everything right, you'll never have to go to TJJD. If you do wrong, then I can send you to TJJD for up to 3 years. So now, this on Saturday, Fort Worth PD got a notification of a stolen car. They got a picture of you driving the stolen car. It's going south on Dillard Ferry. It was on a stop sign facing the police. Stolen vehicle passed the police. They saw the driver match the description, photo. They turned around. Then the car accelerated, turned the corner, crashed into a parked vehicle. We saw the driver exit, look back at the police, take off running. You were found in a backyard and detained, so brought over here. You're currently on parole. Okay, so help me out here that I'm not figuring out.
Your Honor, it looks like, I'm sorry, it looks like the 3-year determinate sentence was not initially probated because it looks like he had a motion to modify on a violation as well, perhaps. But it looks like I'm trying to toggle from screen to screen, but it looks like that 3-year commitment was a direct commitment, not probated initially.
Okay, so yeah, so you actually went to TJJD, then you got paroled, and they thought it was a good idea. They thought you were rehabilitated, and so here we are again. All right, Mr. Stevens, you're on parole. You're caught in a stolen car, running from the police. I guess we do not have a parent here, Mr. Ansley?
No, Your Honor, we talked to mother yesterday. She indicated she would be here, but she's not here today.
Is not what?
Your Honor, we spoke with mother yesterday and she said she would be coming today, but she didn't make it.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. All right, so Mr. Stevens, I feel like if I was to release you, that you'd be a danger to the community as well as yourself. And so I'm going to go ahead and detain you. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, so at this point, these proceedings have been made public. We've been broadcasting this on YouTube in order to give the public meaningful access to what happens inside a public courtroom and in compliance with the Texas Open Courts Act. However, Texas Family Code says in 54.08 that when a child is under 14 years old, that the court proceedings are presumed to be closed to the public unless the court makes an affirmative finding that is the best interest of the child or the public to broadcast these proceedings or make them public. Unable to make such a finding, I'm going to discontinue the live stream. Please give 30 seconds for the tape delay.